It's been a while since we started talking about autonomous cars, but autonomous drones? It could sound ominous, but not if you think about autonomous drones flying around taking inventory at massive warehouses. It's a revolutionary and very high-precision technology being implemented by BGarage, a Silicon Valley startup founded by our globalists today, Young-joon or Aiden Kim. Kim joins us today to explain what technical barrier his drones shatter and why BGarage is the company to watch as we discover new and exciting applications of autonomous drones. Welcome to the Globalists.
Thank you very much for having me here.
It's an exciting subject, but you know, when we talk about drones flying around, it could be a little scary. But what do your drones do?
Maybe people feel that like because of a buzz sound from the drones or...
And some movies that we've seen.
Right,
Yeah.
or recently like Ukraine-Russian war.
Yes.
The drone is pretty popular there. That's why like people have some kind of perception about but every technology has two faces, good and bad. So in that perspective, we definitely have a good face that our drone actually automate inventory management in a big warehouses. So basically, you can imagine that there is a huge and high-ceiling warehouse which has lots of pallets and forklift moving by all the pallets. Because the pallets are stacked pretty high. So what the drone does is that actually drone fly high and low and then cover all the wide area, take the photos about all the inventories, and then we just run our computer vision to read the barcode, QR code, printed labels or handwritten labels so that we understand about the inventories. So that as a warehouse operator perspective, they know about where the inventories are, how many counts of pallets, what inventories are, and they can know about it.
Your drones, they fly around, they take pictures of the barcodes, and that will allow people to know where everything is.
Exactly.
Don't people know already where everything is?
Pretty good question. So what happens is, very surprisingly, the logistics industry in the United States, they have a stats that their average accuracy is around 95%. What it means is that when they are looking for their pallets, 5 out of 100, they cannot locate the pallets.
Really?
Yeah, mainly due to the human error. Sometimes they have to locate some pallet to some location, but they mislocate it and then they saying, oh, they locate it in there.
Oh, so they misplace it.
Exactly.
They misplace these things, and
Right.
so when they do inventory, they can't find it.
They can find it because that's generally in their kind of database. So that they have a barcode readers and that they reading the barcode so that where the pallet is, but they actually mislocate it.
Okay.
So wrong information in the database.
But, you know, doesn't the barcode automatically tell you where it is?
Right, but the problem is that the one that who recorded, that's what human does.
Oh, so there's human error.
Exactly.
So what is the benefit of a drone taking the pictures versus a person going around taking the pictures?
Last 10 years, the logistics industry in the United States and even Europe, and they had two major issues. One is visibility of their logistics. It means is that how fastly, how accurately know about their inventories.
Okay.
That's the first issue. Second is that the lack of labor. The first one is that how accurately they know about their inventories really impacts on two folds. One is that manufacturing plant and sales. So let's imagine that if you don't know exactly about how many inventories you have, for example, sale, they ask for some inventories, but if we don't know exactly, actually the way that we can serve the sales is that we have to keep more than what they need. Otherwise, we miss the opportunity there. The manufacturing too. Manufacturing always take a lead time, huge lead time. If we don't exactly know about our inventories, we have to manufacture more than we needed. So it really impacts on the company's operating margin
see.
And operations. So saying that lots of industry wants to know about their inventories faster and accurate.
How is the difference of the accuracy of the inventory of your drones versus if they were doing it previously?
So on average, it's 95%. And the low performer is around the 90% in United States. An average accuracy about the inventories. Actually, with our drones, we're more than 99%.
99%. So it's almost 100% accurate.
Right. Yeah, so it's actually better than human performance.
So you don't need to retain more than you actually have because you know exactly how much
Exactly.
you have. And the other aspect of it.
Right. And lots of warehouses in the United States, and they actually build their warehouse in a suburban area. It's pretty wide and huge, right?
You need a lot of land.
Right. And then generally it's a low wage, right? So they're really hard to hire the people. Actually, one day, the CEO from one of the largest logistics company, he said, oh, if I earn minimum wage, why not work for the McDonald's in the city? Why you want to go to that far for work? That really happens. So really hard to hire people, hard to retain the people. That's one of the biggest issues as well.
So it's not really taking away jobs, but it's sort of, I guess, supplementing lack of humans that do the work.
That's a very good point. So basically, the people generally think that AI may take the job opportunities, but this area is the one that people doesn't want to work. The job itself is pretty tedious and then sometimes dangerous because they go up high and check the inventories, right? So it could be dangerous. So what this technology solves is that actually it fills the human void, labor void of some of the industry. Basically, logistics industry about take more than 10% of GDP worldwide, pretty huge. And also the foundation industry to sustain the community. But the problem is that they're currently in very danger that because of a labor void, they cannot operate the industry in the good level.
So it sounds like drones are a perfect match for the logistics industry. But drones have been around for some time now.
Exactly.
So haven't drones been used in the inventory and warehouse inventory before?
Lots of big logistics companies, and they have a technology division or arm that they're always looking for some technology they can use. When the DJI, the big drone company, they actually released their very first consumer drone in 2013. Actually, logistics industry think about, we may use drones to do the automation.
It sounds very natural choice.
Right. So at the time, what they were doing is that they hired the drone pilot. The outcome is that they believe that makes sense. Using the drones to do the inventory check, that makes sense. But the problem is they have to hire pilot. So as I mentioned earlier, even it's very hard to hire low-wage labor in the warehouse. But drone operators, no, I don't think so.
So what's the difference with your drones?
Our drone is fully autonomous. What it means is it's definitely unmanned. So our drone having 6 cameras. Forward, backward, left, right, top and bottom. So it has a 360-degree situational awareness, so you can see everywhere. So through the camera, likewise what human does, they just perceive the scenes through the camera. So they know where the wreck is, where the people is, where the forklift is, just finding the spot with their camera, with their vision. So everything is unmanned and fully autonomous. That's one of the biggest the difference.
Is it a unique technology that BGarage provides? No one else is able to do it?
At least in this automating inventory-wise, yes, we are the only one who developed the technology. Because there's some drone company in the United States, the Skydio, it's already unicorn. They actually build a drone with the camera vision. Even DJI not using that technology. So that's the only drone in the market. And we are the second. But they developed their drones for the military use. But we are building our drones for the inventory.
Private sector.
Yeah, exactly.
But I also hear that your services include more than just the software and the drone itself. It's like the batteries and the whole entire package. Tell us what other than the drone itself that you offer.
We are building the drone, battery pack, and battery swapping station too.
Okay.
One of the most common questions that I got is, why not using DJI drones? So why you build your own drones? The 2 reasons, and one is that we want to build a fully autonomous drone based on camera vision. Unfortunately, there is no drone except the Skydio So that's one reason. Another one is that we need to fully control the hardware to meet the customer's requirements 100%. So in that perspective, we start to build our own hardware. But one of the challenges is the drone, just based on electrical energy, whatever the size of drone, it's a flight time limited up to 30 to 40 minutes. Means is we have to refuel drones, right? So
Recharge the battery.
exactly.
Yeah.
But recharging battery, as you know, likewise cell phone, it takes 1 hour, hour and a half. There are lots of downtime, all right? So what he come up with is that, how about just building from the drone battery pack base station as a one hardware that we swapping the battery pack in a couple of minutes physically. So we build a drone battery pack base station so we can swap the battery pack in 1 or 2 minutes physically and can fly on another mission.
I see. So a drone with this one battery, fully charged battery, after 30 and 40 minutes, low battery, it comes down to a swapping station.
Exactly.
And then in a minute, they swap out for a fully charged new battery, and then it goes again. And then, of course, this battery starts charging.
Exactly. So base station have multiple batteries in charge inside the base station. So there always are 1 or 2 fully charged battery pack there.
And this is what you build as well,
Exactly.
the batteries as well.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a very full line of products that you provide.
Right. So we're building from software to end user software, computer vision, autonomy, and hardware too. So it's actually from software to hardware, fully vertically integrated solution. Likewise, Apple. So I know there's lots of companies in the Silicon Valley, for example, Google, Amazon, and Facebook. They try to build the hardware, but they failed. Means is that as a software company, it's really hard to do both well, software and hardware. Apple is the one who built the software and hardware pretty good.
So how did you do it?
We didn't do well at the beginning. We had lots of crash. Drone even couldn't fly.
Oh, wow.
So we had lots
You killed a lot of drones.
Oh, yeah. But we learned from lots of failures and try and error. Now our drone hardware is pretty stable for now, but it's not easy for it. We spent lots of effort and time and years to make it stable.
So tell us about you. Now, you started BGarage in 2017?
Right.
Out of a garage?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Did you have the Steve Jobs dreams?
To be honest, and I didn't imagine at all. At the time, just my goal is since I love this work, so I try to build the software and then try to just help the people. So that I didn't even think about I build up a company or having more people. Basically at the time, once I graduated my graduate studies, and I thought that the one that I studied and researched that may be helpful, help other people. So that I try to just build some software and then try to sell. So in that, I thought that that's a small business. So that I just went to one of my friend's house, and then he has a garage. We have actually day one photo.
Oh, really?
Right.
That's great.
A friend and myself and sitting in the chair, and then we take photos. And actually, and then we just discussed about what should be the company name. Actually, that house in the street start with the character B. So we decided to just name the company the garage at the B street, so the BGarage.
Wow.
In the Silicon Valley, there's a Willow Road, and then there's one company started there, which is 윌로우개러지. It's the one of a company that I admire because that company built a robot operating system. So likewise, the smartphone industry, once we have Android or iOS, once we have kind of operating system, now it blooms lots of applications and industry, right? Actually, robot operating system is the one that the robot industry as well. 윌로우개러지 is the one who built that software.
Oh.
And then free.
And then shared it with the world.
Right, exactly. So I really like the company. That's why I named my company as BGarage too.
So you got into the warehouse business with the software, the flight technology providing. And then what was your very big first break?
Just commercial service. The reason is we're the deep tech company. Lots of deep tech, whether it's autonomous or bio. It takes so many hours and years to develop technology. And then there's another huge effort to be adopted in the market. It's really, really hard. And then they failed at the moment. Lots of companies failed. I'm really proud that we just start to do the commercial service with the real operating warehouse. That's a huge break. It means is that it starts from some imagination. We can use a drone flying in the warehouse and can do the scan. Anyone can even imagine like 100 years back though, but make it really happen, that's a different story.
True. Now that you point that out, a lot of people who develop these technologies then get bought out by other big companies. But you have been very unique in sort of taking your technology and really implementing it and making it grow.
Right.
But that's a very, very difficult process. And that involves not just the technology, but the marketing and people actually buying your technology. How did you find that process?
There's already a market, as I mentioned earlier. The logistics industry, they really suffer from the labor shortage and always looking for automated solutions. But unfortunately, there is no solution in the market yet. They already know that drone could be a pretty good solution, but that has to be fully automated. Then they know there's a huge hurdle to reach out that kind of technology level. So we're the one who reach out that level for now. We got lots of a cold call and inbound from the customer already. So that's I'm really appreciated because lots of company really fail to find the customers. But in our case, there is a market, there's lots of customers, they already reach out to us and we need that kind of technology and service.
But as sort of the front runner of this area, I mean, these companies in some ways were taking a risk betting on your company. Did you find that difficult, that process, convincing them to take a risk on you?
We work with the two big companies. For the one company, we already piloted more than 3 years. And then the recent company that we just contract, we worked with them almost a year and a half.
You started with Kenko.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, Kenko about 3 years back. Then recently we worked with Globalists. And we meet their KPI, performance level, service level. It's a pretty long process, but we just gradually improve our kind of performance level, service level. Finally we meet and...
That's great. I also heard about your services being applied at Incheon.
Oh, actually that's a pilot.
That's a pilot?
Yeah, not a commercial service yet. So Incheon Port, their case is a little bit different. Because what happens is that once the container through the ocean freight, from the container they bring all this stuff and then they have to temporarily store it somewhere in the warehouse. But it's a floor stacking, not a racking. Once they floor stacked, it's really hard to where it is. So what their idea is that drone flying, look downward.
It's because it's all flat.
Right, exactly. And then so that they can locate where the product is. So it's sort of like the proof of concept that whether we can use a drone to locate where the product is. So it turned out to be really good. They believe like it's feasible idea that we can use drone there. But we are still the small company that unfortunately we cannot serve many companies yet. So we focus on few big customers for now though. But definitely we As we grow and then we want to serve more customers, so definitely Incheon Port is one of them, obviously.
So you're still mainly based in Silicon Valley.
Right.
You have an office in Korea.
Yes.
What's your expansion plans?
Logistics-wise, United States is, as a country-wise, it's the big market. But continent-wise, Asia market is the biggest. That's what Korea offers here. So United States, Asia, then next one is Europe. So we're actually have a plan to set up an entity or office sometime next year in Europe too, so that we're tapping the Europe market.
You're targeting not just Korea, but the Asia market as well.
Right, right.
Like in Incheon, you find that your autonomous drones continue to have these applications that you haven't thought about yet.
Oh, right.
Where else do you see your autonomous drones having applications?
Oh, there are many applications. In Korea, there's not a lot of CCTV, right? But Europe and United States, and there are not many. They need actually security. So drone is actually flying security camera, right? So even outdoors and indoors, because we can fly indoors too. So definitely the surveillance and security wise, that's good. Another one is like smart factory. The factory is pretty huge, and their kind of assembly pipeline goes through the ceiling. Sometimes they want to inspect their ceiling pipeline, all kind of stuff.
Somewhere you can't really reach.
Right. So still, lots of people ride up on the lifters, go high and check. I don't want to build the technology for the military use or like kills and kind of stuff. But for example, Korea-wise, the number of soldiers actually decreased pretty quickly, right? But still, we need a surveillance, right? Especially we have lots of forest. Currently, the soldiers actually walk through and then do the surveillance. But that forest, it's hard to put the camera because there are a lot of trees. So drone would be the best one, but there's no GPS. So likewise, in vision-based the drones like this, it can do surveillance instead of soldiers. In Korea, I think there is a two case that people has to receive something pretty quick. One is a food delivery. The second is the quick service. The autobike, they deliver all the kind of product. I think drone can do that, especially for quick service.
There's been a lot of talk about drones doing it. But
Yeah, right.
they still haven't been able to, I guess, apply it.
They generally use the drones, like deliver some stuff in between island and
Where
land. The reason is the technology is not that yet. Urban area, GPS may not work. So is this vision-based, the drone can fly urban area, then may we serve like the quick service. Then I think that's a pretty good use case too. Because it doesn't interrupt the ground traffic.
Have a different type of logistics without interrupting the overall traffic transportation issues. Overall, I mean, with this kind of technology and application, with your drones and AI combined, how do you see the future? People are, both positive and negative about it. So what are the positives and negatives about the future?
So all kind of new technology always has a two sides. One of the interesting story I heard is that when the post office system introduced in the UK at the beginning, lots of people really worried about it. The people worried about, it delivered by the people. If the people open the envelope when they deliver. Nowadays, no one worries about it, right? So it means is that when the new technology comes out, always there is a good and bad. So we need a proper regulations. We actually have to guide the technology can be used in a good way. I believe that AI and drone technology is the same, that it's a new technology can be used in the good way. So definitely people have to think about the regulations, some of rules, so that we guide that technology can be used in a good way. So in the perspective, the warehouse management use case, definitely that's one of a good use case. And there are many other use cases too. Recently, people really worried about AI, but I believe that if we can guide them and regulate it correctly, then it really can help lots of people, their productivity, and then make the people more have time. I believe the same, the drone and AI.
We'll look forward to seeing a lot of new things coming from BGarage, a lot of your autonomous drones flying around, helping us live a better life.
Thank you.
Come back and visit us again.
Oh, thank you so much.
And that's it for me. I'll be back next week with another globalist who's putting Korea on the map. Sun Ji out.